So this lecture talks about the LDR or photoresistor. First section talks about the working principle of an LDR or the photoresistor. So LDR stands for light dependent aka decreasing resistor or photoresistor. Basically a resistor which has a resistance that varies depending of the light intensity. It is measured in ohm just like a normal resistor. So this is a resistor, but the difference between this resistor and normal resistor, that this resistor called LDR, and LDR stands for light dependent or light decreasing resistor. So basically this resistor has a resistance, and this resistance changes its values depending of the light intensity that comes on the surface of this component or this electronic part. So that means that the resistance of this LDR changes its value depending on the light intensity. And section 2 talks about how does the LDR photoresistor works. The resistance is very high in darkness. So the resistance of this LDR is a very high value in darkness, almost high as 1 mega ohm or 1 million ohms. But when there is light that falls on the LDR, the resistance is falling down to a few kilo ohms. It comes from 10 to 20 kilo ohms depending on the model. So that means that in the darkness, the LDR, the resistance of the LDR in darkness is high almost as 1 mega ohm. But when there is light falls on the LDR, depends also on the light intensity that falls on the LDR, the resistance of this LDR falls down to from 10 to 20 kilo ohms, also depending on the model. Some models, these values may change with some models. So the LDR used in light dependent resistors come in different shapes and colors. LDRs are very useful in many electronic circuits, especially in alarm switching devices, clocks, street lights, and more. So that means that the light dependent resistor LDR comes in very different shapes and colors. Like we have this this is a very small LDR, and then we have the bigger one and the bigger one, and etc. And also the values of this LDR changes, and the value of this is different than the previous one, and the bigger one is the values of the resistance is different than the others. So that means that there is different types and shapes of the LDR. And also the LDR are very useful in many electronic circuits, especially in alarm switching devices, clocks, street lights, and more. So that means that this component used in electronic circuits, these electronic circuits like the alarms, switching devices, clocks, and also the street lights. So the street lights uses the light sensor, and this is a circuit, light sensor circuit, uses also an LDR in its circuit or in the structure of this circuit. So that means that the LDR is a very important and very useful component that used in a lots of electronic circuits, and a very useful electronic component. It's simple. The symbol of the LDR in this photo, the symbol of the LDR in the circuit diagram. So we have two symbols. This is the first symbol, and this is the second symbol in the circuit diagram. And we have also the real LDR in real life. This is its shape. So that's it in this lecture. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next lecture.